enough.
This is Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Local Biz Now.
You have to determine what is working, what isn't working.
Joe Vagnone is a respected business broker, helping individuals buy and sell businesses. Joe has successfully owned and operated many companies in a variety of industries. This is Local Biz Now. Because your business matters.
Okay, let's do this again. Welcome to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. Coming to you from our unofficial Burner Cigar Studio. Great people, premium cigars. Life is good at Burner Cigars, located in Birkdale Village. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you every Monday afternoon, because that's what we do here at News Talk WSIC. I am Joe Vagnone, and you are listening to the longest running local business show I know of. I crack me up sometimes. Well, at least I can tell you this. We have interviewed well over 1,000 small business owners and community leaders. We have well over 850 videos on our YouTube channel. Go to Joe Vagnone Business Broker on YouTube. Again, Joe Vagnone Business Broker. Please subscribe. We would appreciate it. We are live on the book, live on the tubes, live on the X, and live on the chain. Those of you that don't know Joe Talk, that is Facebook, YouTube, X, and LinkedIn, and of course, wherever you get your podcast. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Local Biz Now, the show that puts small business and smart investing in the driver's seat. And this month, we're turning it up with the energy with a special host who's all about helping real estate pros level up. Say hello to Dana Flanagan, your featured host for the month. Dana's a veteran real estate coach, a consultant who works directly with agents and teams to boost production, sharpen their brand, and close more deals. And she's not just doing it alone. Dana leads a full coaching team and community that supports agents with training, systems, and daily tools to win more listings, convert more leads, and scale without burnout. From lead generation, social media strategy, positioning, pricing, mindset, Dana and her team coach agents to go from busy to brilliant. If you're in real estate and want to sell more, stress less, and build a business that actually works for you, you want to be locked in with Dana. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. Special host Dana Flanagan. Please welcome Dana. Dana, let's get to work. The mic is all yours.
Thank you so much, Joe. It's so great to be here. So I want to talk a little bit about local business and the trust that you place in the people that you do business with. This is such an important component to what I've built and why people trust me and why I've gotten so many referrals over the years. And I think there's a lot to be said for visibility and showing up online and marketing and being everywhere. But what about that credibility? What about people that know, like, and trust you? Who's going to recommend you? What do they say about you when you're not in the room? And I know one of the most things that are near and dear to people's heart is money. You know, who do you trust with your money? How do you know if you're making the right decision with a financial advisor? What do you do if you have money to invest? Who do you turn to? Do you take a recommendation, or do you just call somebody in the phone book? So with that being said, I want to introduce our guest. We have Lynn Bowser here with Thrive Financial, and she has a lot of different things to share with us today. But what I really love about her is that she went out on a limb and opened up her own business. This is I guess we would say, a male-dominated world. So I'm really excited to talk to her. And Lynn, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about Thrive Financial. What inspired you to kind of step away from a firm that you were with that was well known to open your own business? And tell me a little bit about the beginning of that.
Yeah, so I think, Dana, you nailed it when you said it's about trust, right? And I will forever be grateful for my original broker-dealer that I was with for nearly a decade. And that's actually why I'm in North Carolina, is I would move down here to run an office for them. But after serving clients for nearly a decade with that firm, I realized that there was a way that I wanted to show up and my team wanted to show up for clients. And that was a little bit different from that traditional model of, we're selling a product and we're getting a plan behind that product or those investments. We really thought that our clients needed more collaboration, a different experience, a bigger team feeling than just that solo advisor kind of feel.
Yeah, I love that. And I've been in your firm and I know your partners, and it really is a family feel. You guys are like family. I love the vibe there. Tell me a little bit about what makes your firm different in the smaller, more boutique style personalization than a large firm out there that you see kind of advertised on TV or in, just like a name that you can pull off the top of your head. What makes you different, and why would people choose to go with you over maybe something that they've seen, years and years advertised?
Yeah, so we still are backed by a Fortune 100 company, so there's all that security. But the big difference is really our team collaboration and the fact we lead with fee for advice. So fee for advice is a flat fee financial planning engagement where, we're not trying to sell a product or gather assets. We are working collaboratively with a business to have a comprehensive financial plan across all the sectors. And we work truly as a team. So again, you don't just have one person.
Yeah, I love that. So what do you think the biggest misconception people have about working with a financial planner?
That you have to have oodles of money.
Yeah, right.
I feel like nobody ever feels ready. But it really is just about taking all the parts and pieces of your financial world and bringing them together. And it's never going to feel like a good time. Like nobody ever thinks it's like they're there or ready yet. So the sooner you can have that conversation, the better.
It's a big step, I feel like, too, for people that are going from just the traditional like savings account, and they're coming in and they're letting somebody into their personal world, and they're trusting someone else with their money. I think that's a really big step for people that are really traditional or were raised really traditionally, where maybe they're not investing in real estate. They haven't, taken a lot of risks. They just grew up having a checking and a savings account, and now they're going to put that trust in somebody. What would you say is a good number that people, if they've got $50,000, $25,000, I mean, they might be thinking, like you said, that it's not enough to be able to go to a financial planner. Like, what's a really good ballpark once someone gets to that certain level?
I really think it depends on complexity, and that's where that fee for advice comes in, because it's a flat fee. And so we can really work with anyone at any asset level as long as they want to invest in themselves and their plan for that fee. So it's really personal.
That's great. So, well, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back with Lynn Bowser from Thrive Financial.
"12 years strong, Joe Vagnone is still delivering the conversations that count. More Local Biz Now after the break, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, kicking off a new work week with the same old weather. Very typical of summertime around Lake Norman. A slow-moving weather system stalls out across the Carolinas. That'll keep rain chances in our forecast for much of the week. Not rain every day or all the time, but be ready for scattered showers and thunderstorms most afternoons and evenings, and some extra clouds, too. That'll keep high temperatures in the low to mid-80s for much of the week. That's your forecast from the Serve Pickleball and Kitchen. I'm WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
Summer is rolling right along, and there's plenty happening around Lake Norman. Here is your WSIC community calendar. Every Thursday from 6 until 9 p.m., head to the Surf Pickleball and Kitchen in Cornelius for live music Thursdays. Enjoy dinner, drinks, pickleball, and live performances from talented local artists. It's the perfect way to spend a summer evening. On Tuesday, August 4th, Ladies Who Lunch returns to the Surf in Cornelius from 12 until 1:30 p.m. This month's featured speaker is entrepreneur and Silk Head and Foot Spa founder Stephanie Korzinski, sharing her journey of building a business, finding balance, and redefining success. Learn more through the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce. Music lovers can also mark their calendars for the Rock the Park Summer Concert Series at Liberty Park in downtown Mooresville. The next free concert is Thursday, August 7th at 6:30 p.m. featuring Yacht Rock Radio, bringing all your favorite smooth summer classics. Find the full concert lineup at mooresvilleevents.com. Then, on Saturday, August 29th, enjoy an evening of laughs for a great cause at Stand Up for Good at the Kane Center for the Arts in Cornelius. From 8 until 10 p.m., enjoy comedy from Eric O'Shea, EJ Masacampo, and host Ramona Holloway, with proceeds benefiting Pharaoh's Parenting and its child abuse prevention and family support programs. Tickets are available at pharaohsparenting.org. And looking a little further ahead, save the dates for the Full Bloom Film Festival in downtown Statesville, September 10th through the 12th, the Lake Norman Woman of the Year Gala on September 25th at the Brawley Estate, the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame induction ceremony on October 15th at the Charles Mack Citizen Center, and the 4 Child Abuse Prevention Charity Golf Tournament on October 19th at the Trump National Golf Club in Mooresville. To discover more local happenings, visit liveworkplaylkn.com. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
12 years of conversations, thousands of insights, and one truth: your business matters. This is Local Biz Now, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And we're back. This is Local Biz Now on WSIC. This month, the heat is up with a special host, Dana Flanagan. Dana's out here every day coaching real estate agents and their teams, backed by her own coaching company, training programs, and teams that help agents implement what actually moves the needle. Her group works with agents on everything from listings and seller conversions, branding, social media, and lead generation systems that run on autopilot. If you're an agent who's tired of guessing and ready for proven systems and a team behind you, Dana's the voice you need to have in your ear. Stick around. This next segment is pure gold. Take it away, Dana.
Thank you, Joe. So for those of you that are looking for growth, and it's, real estate agents, brokerage firms, and I actually work with all types of businesses now because the need was there. I had people coming to me and saying, hey, can you help my business? I'm not in real estate, but I'm looking for a growth partner. So that's what I do now. I work with executives on an advisory service that I provide for them. And I'm also a growth partner for some large brands and some smaller businesses. So if you're looking for growth in your business, feel free to reach out to me. My website is danaflanagan.com. And we are here with Lynn Bowser from Thrive Financial. We're talking a little bit about financial planning, and we left off with the biggest misconception that people have about working with a financial planner. And we talked a little bit about, how much money is it, like how much money does somebody need to walk in your door? If is it $100,000? Is it 25 grand? And also, I feel like people wait in their lifetime way later than they should to actually start planning for their future. Would you say that that's true?
100%. So when we get to partner with people from, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, all the way through retirement, and really where we have the most impact is if people come to us at least 10 years before they retire. And so I think the biggest misconception, and it is true, that if you are going to, go to an investment firm, there's probably going to be a minimum amount that you need to invest, right? And different levels open up different opportunities. But really where Thrive stands out is that we are those comprehensive planners. And some of the stuff we've talked about is that traditionally financial advisors, it's kind of separate from real estate or business interest or anything. And that's where that flat fee for advice comes in, is that we can look comprehensively over, stuff that you still have at your job to what you're looking at investing to your real estate portfolio, and really help be collaborative across everything and put everything into that plan. So it's not just taking out the piece that is wealth management. So we love meeting people where they are and really being able to figure out what excites them about their financial plan and investments and different opportunities that they may have in partnering with them.
And that's such a personalized approach that you take. And I love that. And I know you really love what you do. And it's been a real word of mouth project for you since you moved here and started your firm. And a lot of times people can advertise. I mean, I'm a big advertiser on social media. Everything that I do is out in social media. You're not really allowed to advertise. There's so many rules and regulations. So a lot of what you do has to come from referral or word of mouth. What has been your best source of business? Has it just been getting involved in the community? I know you do a lot with networking events and supporting. What did you just do? We just did an event at the Serve Pickleball and Kitchen, and I do want to give you a shout out for what you did. So just talk about that briefly.
Yeah, actually, one of my clients nominated us to be a wish maker for Make-A-Wish. And so, of course, I'm going to say yes. Pediatric cancer research is near and dear to our heart. And so we were tasked with raising $10,000 for a local wish kid. And that sounded kind of crazy to me because like the most we had ever done before was 5. And I was like, well, we're going to figure it out, right? And because of this awesome community and everyone coming together, we were able to raise just shy of $40,000.
That's amazing.
And it was so cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And we got to meet the Wish Kid at the event, which was amazing, and his parents, and they were just blown away by all the support. It was such a great event, and we really enjoyed our time there at the Serve as well. So, what do you think? Why do you think even successful people are stressed about finances? I mean, finances is one of the biggest stressors out there for everybody. Even successful people are more stressed. Is it because they have more money, more liability? What exactly do you think is different from somebody that's maybe investing their life savings that may only be, what they've been able to save over the time of working?
Yeah. So I think that everyone carries these ideals, right? About money, about success, about what it looks like. And I've had the privilege of sitting on, many boards and in many like executive rooms and talking about money. And I remember sitting there, and it was an executive board for United Way, and there was 12 of us in the room, and it was my month to present. I was like, how many people have a financial advisor? And 2 people raised their hand. And, I was like, holy cow, like this, why? And so we had a really honest conversation that it is about, there's a lot of shame, a lot of like guilt, a lot of fear around someone like taking your money or not knowing how to invest. And for some reason, like we'll go to the doctor or to an attorney and not expect to know what they're doing for us, right? We expect to go to them and be like, here's my problem. Can you help me fix it? But for finances, people have this weird conception that they should already know. Right? And that's what we do. That's what we do all day. So we know, but there's no judgment and there's no shame in not understanding things. So we are huge in education. We will really walk our clients through every part and piece of their plan and help them understand. And there are no stupid questions. And if you come and meet with us quarterly and ask the same question every quarter, that's totally cool, because just like you don't know what your diagnosis is from your doctor, you're not supposed to know everything about finance either.
Yeah, that's a great way to put that. And, I've always felt that there are people that are completely transparent about money and talk about money they grew up in a house where people talk about money. And then there are, maybe households that people have grown up in where you didn't talk about money. And I noticed there's a clear distinction between people that were raised in households where you consistently talked about money and finances and saving and credit and all of those things. Do you think there's a direct correlation with how you were raised as far as your ability to save, the consistency that maybe you have with saving? What are some of like the biggest problems that you see with consistency in this realm?
Yeah, so interesting. I have my behavioral financial advisor designation, which is probably the most interesting one that I've gotten. And it talks about the neuroscience and behavior and all of the psychology of finance. And so one of the things our clients do is a values exercise, because that actually dictates a lot as well, not only how you grew up, but how you tolerate risk, right? Like what are people? And so a lot of times we'll see 2 people. One will be like super like they want safety, right? And then you'll be married to someone who's like adventure.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how that translates in their portfolios.
Sure.
But like, I think that when you're looking at those strategies, and one of the things we do ask is, how were your parents with money? Like, did they retire well? Or like, and kids tend to do one of two things, exactly what their parents did or kind of the opposite, right? So we see it kind of come full circle, but I actually think that who you are as a person is the biggest indicator of how you're going to be as a saver. But the number one thing for anyone is save first.
Mm-hmm. And what age do you think parents should start talking to kids about money? Because you have 3 children and they're all wonderful. I'm not even going to say kids because they're like, basically adults now, but you have those conversations with them. And so it prepares them for real world experience. And I love that. Like, what age do you think? I can remember having a little piggy bank at, when I was like 3 or 4. And so, you get a couple quarters or whatever for doing a chore, but really having those conversations where it really starts to sink in and they understand. And obviously the world's changed since you and I were little. What do you feel when it comes to like no age is too young or?
Yeah, so we have always taught our kids to save 20% and give 10. So when we are looking at things, because if they can start to think about the fact that they have to save first. So I'm like, hey, if we can, save 20%, give 10% to make the world a better place, and then spend 70, that feels pretty good, right? And so it really is that mind shift of like, if we can save first, we get to spend the rest. Like, that is so empowering. And where, we as a culture get stuck is we're like, oh, we're going to do everything we want to do, and then we'll save what's left over. There's never anything left over, right? Like, especially right now, current economy. So like, if we can really get those habits, so as soon as you can get your kids to think that way, compound interest is their best friend.
It's not going to hurt. It's certainly not going to hurt. So what is one financial mistake you commonly see business owners make?
So business owners, we actually opened a secondary firm called Elevate Strategy and Consulting just for business owner friends. And it is just not getting outside help fast enough, right? Like we call them, my business partner, Drew Webster, and I call them accidental CEOs. And it just, you let your business take over with no real strategy because you're an accidental CEO, right? You didn't go to business school. You're not a finance person. So it's really figuring out like, okay, now that you've got this real business, sitting down, making sure you have a CPA, a bookkeeper, a fractional CFO, strategists that are going to teach you how to actually be a business owner, not just good in your particular craft.
Yeah, I love that because there are so many people that want to open a business, but they're maybe really good at sales, but they're not good at the operations side of things, or they're really good at operations, but they don't know what drives their business forward. So I see it all the time where the owner is wearing multiple hats and it's a disaster. And I feel like a lot of business owners are running around like a chicken with their head cut off, and they really don't know which way is up. So thinking about financial planning is really not in their realm when they're just trying to stay alive, right? And keep their head above water. So that's great advice. So we're going to take a quick break. We will be back with Lynn Bowser from Thrive Financial.
"12 years strong, Joe Vagnone is still delivering the conversations that count. More Local Biz Now after the break, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, kicking off a new work week with the same old weather. Very typical of summertime around Lake Norman. A slow-moving weather system stalls out across the Carolinas. That'll keep rain chances in our forecast for much of the week. Not rain every day or all the time, but be ready for scattered showers and thunderstorms most afternoons and evenings, and some extra clouds, too. That'll keep high temperatures in the low to mid-80s for much of the week. That's your forecast from the Serve Pickleball and Kitchen. I'm WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Your marriage feels stuck, communication is strained, trust is fragile, and counseling hasn't gone deep enough. The Kohler Group offers 5-day marriage intensives, focused, faith-based, and guided by licensed therapists. No distractions, no surface-level work, just intentional care rooted in biblical truth. These intensives are self-pay and designed for real transformation. Restore what matters most. Call or text 252-758-8636 today. With God, all things are possible.
The change of seasons is tough on your system. Dust, wear, and cold snaps test its strength. Let Horn Heating and Air Conditioning prep your home before the holidays, so your heat will be ready when you need it most. Fall into the season of Visit hornhvac.com, where your comfort is our business.
Welcome to a Bible Minute with Pastor Randy Mitchell from Temple Baptist Church in Statesville.
The Bible says in 1 John chapter 2, verse number 15, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." Folks, when God talks about loving the world is not just the breaking of the 10 Commandments. The world is a system, and the worldly system is orchestrated by Satan. It feeds off of our fleshly sinful nature, and it's everything about us that wants to influence us and affect our life toward things that dishonor God. The next verse talks about the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. These are all the things, the categories of the love of the world. But obviously, a relationship with God is a love relationship. We have to make a choice. You can love the world or you can love God, but you can't do both.
Thanks for listening to a Bible Minute with Pastor Randy Mitchell here on WSIC.
Friendly reminder, don't brake when you see the lake.
WSIC. Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The post-pandemic travel boom is hitting some turbulence. High fuel prices and ongoing flight frustrations are causing more Americans to rethink international trips this summer. The number of U.S. travelers flying internationally this June fell by 3.2% from the year before, the first drop for that month in 5 years, according to the U.S. International Trade Administration. And U.S. manufacturing activity expanded in July at the fastest pace in more than 4 years as demand remained strong, production surged, and firms added workers. The Institute for Supply Management's July manufacturing gauge rose the highest since May 2022, indicating growth. All but one manufacturing industry reported growth in July. The only sector that reported contraction was chemical products. Big tech and the possibility of renewed peace talks with Iran are sending stocks sharply higher on Wall Street today. The Dow is up 1.33%, the Nasdaq ahead 2.25%, the S&P up more than 1.5%. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
Don't miss a thing. Download the WSIC News app today. WSIC. Local starts here.
12 years of conversations, thousands of insights, and one truth: your business matters. This is Local Biz Now, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back to Local Biz Now, where your business matters. It's also where local business gets national level insight. And today, this month, we're running it with a special host, Dana Flanagan. Dana's world is coaching agents, and she built an entire team and community around it, delivering weekly training, group coaching, and step-by-step programs so agents don't just learn, they execute. She helps you go from "I'm hustling" to "I've got a system, a brand, and a team playbook that scales." If you like winning with a coach and a whole team in your corner, you're in the right place with Dana Flanagan, right here on Local Biz Now. Take it away, Dana. It's all yours.
Thank you so much, Joe. Yeah, so people want to get out of the hustle. The hustle culture is out, and what you need is a system and a strategy. So if you're a real estate agent, brokerage, or a business that has nothing to do with real estate and you're looking to scale and grow, that is what I'm here for. Our team has helped pro athletes, celebrities, large brands, small businesses, and the like scale to new heights. And you can find everything that we do on my website at danaflanagan.com. So I'd love to get back to our conversation here. We're chatting with Lynn Bowser from Thrive Financial, and we're talking about money. Everybody loves money. Who doesn't love money? So we're talking about planning for your future, planning with your finances, and that's a scary word for a lot of people. Finances, some people are just trying to keep the lights on. It's uncertain times. in this economy. And, I have seen people who really didn't, I wouldn't say that they had they weren't rich by any means. They had a regular salary or maybe just a regular job, but they retired really well. And it's shocking to me because when I asked them, what did you do? And they tell me, and they didn't even have a 6-figure a year job, yet they're living pretty nice now. And it all comes down to planning. So, it just shows you that you don't need to be super, super wealthy to plan for the future. And how do you feel that financial planning is different for entrepreneurs and business owners than it is for people's in their personal life?
So you just hit the nail on the head, because when you talk about someone who is working a W-2, and we just talked about it, right? You save first. So when you have a W-2, you most likely have a 401k with a match, and there are people encouraging you to do that. And everyone kind of knows, like, yeah, if I have a job, I should put money in, at least meet my match, right? Because meeting your match is free money. It's either 100% or 50% return on the dollar, which is fantastic. So, but it's savings that comes out before you have a chance to spend it. When you're building a business, and I've done it myself, you are investing in that business. You are your best investment, right? You are putting every dollar, all your emotional tokens into this business, and you are building that. And so entrepreneurs, we're very optimistic, right? We always think everything's going to work out, and we're going to build this great business, and then we're going to sell it for this amount of money at the end. And so we forget to save. And so one of the biggest missed opportunities is remembering to diversify by saving into retirement accounts, or, saving whatever it may be that you need to do for your business. But investing back in your business is going to be your best return on investment for sure. And we're not here to tell you not to do that. However, diversification always wins, and also looking at tax strategy and such. But that's the biggest difference that we see.
So there are people that understand that the economy ebbs and flows, and that, what's happening this year might not be what's going to be happening next year. Do you have clients that come in freaking out that you have to calm down? What do you do to keep clients focused during uncertain times?
So I say that is my biggest proud, is that we have now been in this long enough to go through some, not horrible times, but some big ebbs and flows. And we don't have people freaking out because we educate so heavily, and we talk about it, and we talk about having a diversified plan, having different buckets and different things that are, maybe not going to react in the same way. But the biggest value add of having a financial advisor is behavior control. Right? Like that is 100%, because AI is out there. You can Google things, you can Google portfolios, you can, do all of that stuff, but it's kind of like Googling for medical advice, right? It's really having that behavior control and someone who is trained to really know the answers and look for the actual problem.
AI can be our best friend, but I also have people that are literally trying to open a business with AI. Like, I don't need this now because I have ChatGPT. I don't need this now and I'm like, it's not always correct. And sometimes it agrees with you.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be putting all of your eggs in one basket with AI, as good as it may be for certain things. You still need a professional. And people are saying the same thing about real estate. People are saying, eventually our jobs are going to be gone. I don't agree with that, because in the end, people work with people who they know, like, and trust. They are not, this is just my take on it, and maybe not everybody agrees with me, but they are not going to want to be shown homes by a robot, or where they can go and wave a card in front of a lockbox that opens the door for you. As a homeowner, you're not going to want a robot showing your home. You're going to want a person that's there representing you and your biggest asset. So I think there's a certain place for AI and what's happening. And, every day it's something new. But I truly think that it's not going to replace the personalization and the trust that you've built in your industry, in my industry. That trust is not transferable. That is what I say. And I really do truly believe that, because it's kind of like, one of those things where somebody comes in and says, hey, how is Lynn? Is she trustworthy? And somebody that knows you is going to say, well, absolutely. And they're not going to go off of any sort of hearsay or anything like that. It's the same thing. Like, I know, like, and trust you. So I know that you're going to do right if I send a client your way. It's the same thing. So I really don't think that AI is going to be replacing us anytime soon. And I get a little bit like cringy when I see that people are using it for so much of building their business. If everyone listening today could have changed one financial habit tomorrow, what would you recommend? Like, what could they start and walk away with today?
Literally, I'm going to sound like a broken record here. Save first,
Yeah.
right? Every paycheck, if you can save a portion of your paycheck first, you need to do it. Whether or not you're, doing it through your 401k, if you are, maybe do a little more. And if you're a business owner, start to think about that. Like, really start to save first. And like, the younger you start, the better it is. The less work you have to do, the more that, compounding interest really is your friend and helps you save more. So, it really is just putting yourself first and saving, and then you can spend freely and you don't have to feel guilty about it.
Yeah, that's great advice. It's like anything, consistency, right? I mean, it's like if you're going to go to the gym, you got to be consistent. If you're going to, it's really, you're sort of flexing that financial muscle, and you have to have some, like, ability to have some restraint, right? Because people love to go on vacations and people love to buy that shiny new object. So what does financial freedom really mean to you? And it means something different to everyone, but what do you see for your firm and for your financial freedom? And what does that mean to you when people say, like, I want financial freedom?
Yeah, so it is a little bit different for most people, but I always say our firm isn't everyone's cup of tea, right? Like, everyone's not going to come in. We are a firm of predominantly women, and we love our clients. Like, we will love on you. We will hug you when you come in. We will, follow you on social, celebrate your wins, cry with you at losses. Like, it is like, we're really involved with our clients. But really, for the majority of our clients, is to be able to do what they want to do, spend time with the people they want to spend time with, and travel if they want to travel, right? Like, really be able to live life by design. And that's not a number. I mean, there's a number attached to it, but when we're building financial plans, it's like, hey, how do we help you live the life you want today, not just in the future, leave the legacy you want to leave, but like, spend the time with the people you want to spend the time with, doing the things that are important to you.
Yeah, that's so true. How do you feel about multiple streams of income?
I love them, Dana.
Right? We hear it all the time, multiple streams of income. We see it all over social media. And some are obviously riskier than others, and some are not good choices based on just what's out there. But what is your advice when people are telling you that they need another stream of income?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really being in alignment with what it is that you want to do. If it's a second job, that's totally cool. Like, a lot of people pick up, Uber driving and stuff now, but aligning it with something that's aligned with your values and where you're going to get the most bang out of your buck, right?
Sure.
Like, do you want to create something, or do you want to plug in to something someone else has made?
Exactly. And, passive income is the best kind of income, that residual income. And there's so many opportunities there with, investing in real estate, or investing in, digital products, or creating something that lives online that can be created once and people buy it. I mean, there's just so many options out there to create money from home or from your phone. And, you can really make a really good living that way. So we're going to take a quick break here. We will be back shortly with Lynn Bowser from Thrive Financial.
12 years strong, Joe Vagnone is still delivering the conversations that count. More Local Biz Now after the break, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, kicking off a new work week with the same old weather. Very typical of summertime around Lake Norman. A slow-moving weather system stalls out across the Carolinas. That'll keep rain chances in our forecast for much of the week. Not rain every day or all the time, but be ready for scattered showers and thunderstorms most afternoons and evenings, and some extra clouds too. That'll keep high temperatures in the low to mid 80s for much of the week. That's your forecast from the Serve Pickleball and Kitchen. I'm WSIC meteorologist Chase Myers.
Summer is rolling right along, and there's plenty happening around Lake Norman. Here is your WSIC community calendar. Every Thursday from 6 until 9 p.m., head to the Surf, Pickleball, and Kitchen in Cornelius for live music Thursdays. Enjoy dinner, drinks, pickleball, and live performances from talented local artists. It's the perfect way to spend a summer evening. On Tuesday, August 4th, Ladies Who Lunch returns to the Surf in Cornelius from 12 until 1:30 p.m. This month's featured speaker is entrepreneur and Silk Head and Foot Spa founder Stephanie Korzinski, sharing her journey of building a business, finding balance, and redefining success. Learn more through the Lake Norman Chamber of Commerce. Music lovers can also mark their calendars for the Rock the Park Summer Concert Series at Liberty Park in downtown Mooresville. The next free concert is Thursday, August 7th at 6:30 p.m. featuring Yacht Rock Radio, bringing all your favorite smooth summer classics. Find the full concert lineup at mooresvilleevents.com. Then, on Saturday, August 29th, enjoy an evening of laughs for a great cause at Stand Up for Good at the Kane Center for the Arts in Cornelius. From 8 until 10 p.m., enjoy comedy from Eric O'Shea, EJ Masacampo, and host Ramona Holloway, with proceeds benefiting Pharaoh's Parenting and its child abuse prevention and family support programs. Tickets are available at pharaohsparenting.org. And looking a little further ahead, save the dates for the Full Bloom Film Festival in downtown Statesville, September 10th through the 12th, the Lake Norman Woman of the Year Gala on September 25th at the Brawley Estate, the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame induction ceremony on October 15th at the Charles Mack Citizen Center, and the 4 Child Abuse Prevention Charity Golf Tournament on October 19th at the Trump National Golf Club in Mooresville. To discover more local happenings, visit liveworkplaylkn.com. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Spring has sprung, and so have the savings. Drum Landscape Supply is your go-to for mulch, stone, sand, and specialty plants. And they're offering 50 to 70% off pavers and natural stone. Your dream landscape is just one stop away. Hurry in and save big. Only at drumlandscapesupply.com.
12 years of conversations, thousands of insights, and one truth: your business matters. This is Local Biz Now, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
And we're back again on Local Biz Now. This is where your business matters. It's also your home for small business and smart investing. This month, we're proud to feature Dana Flanagan as our special host, bringing you the coaching, the clarity, and the strategies that move the needle for real estate pros. Dana and her team work directly with agents and brokers, coaching them through branding, lead generation, social media, deal strategy, so they stop reacting and start executing. Whether you're a new agent or a top producer, Dana's coaching plus her team's systems give you the edge. Stay locked in. This is Local Biz Now with Dana Flanagan. Dana, take it from here.
Thank you so much. So if you are a realtor, a brokerage, or a business owner that is looking to scale and grow, I don't just work with realtors. I work with all sorts of businesses now because they were asking me for my services. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about what I do, we do everything from events to PR to personal growth strategies and executive advisory. You can find me at danaflanagan.com. So we are here with Lynn Bowser from Thrive Financial, and we're chatting about money. And we've talked about the nitty-gritty from financial services. I'd love to know a little bit more about, like, what's a fun fact about you that nobody really knows or would be surprised to know when they meet you?
Yeah. So I think a fun fact is I, was a piano performance major in college. And so, like, how do you go from music to like owning a financial firm? That seems like a pretty big pivot.
Yeah.
And I think that, it's oddly connected. And why I say that is because, when you're really good at performance, music performance, is because you connect with the piece, you connect with the story behind the notes. And so that is our specialty as our firm, is connecting with the story behind the money. And it's so important to me that, all of the plans and everything tell a story, just like when I was playing the piano.
Yeah. And it's discipline too. I mean, you have to be disciplined, you have to practice, and you can't give up, right? Because just like anything, when you start, you're typically not that good at something when you start. What would you say to other, and I'm going to say female business owners or female entrepreneurs that are thinking of going out on their own, because that's a scary thing. And as a successful woman in business myself, there's always that like stigma sometimes that depending on, I do a lot in private funding as well. And that's a very male dominated industry. And sometimes it can be a little hard to shine. What were some of the things that you had to overcome when you were leaving your firm and going out on your own as a woman-owned business in finance?
Yeah, I think it even started when I joined in finance, right? Like I was the only wife. I was one of two women, the only wife and the only mom in my firm. And so they had like 7 a.m. meetings, and it was miserable for myself and my whole family. And they wouldn't understand why it was so hard. And I'm like, well, daycare isn't open. My husband had to change his whole schedule to accommodate this meeting for me. And everyone's calling me because everyone's grumpy at 7 because like I usually do the morning routine, not dad. And, I remember saying that in a leadership meeting once and saying, why don't we bump this back? If you really want to be diverse and inclusive, why don't we bump this meeting start time back to at least people can drop their kids off at daycare first? And, I got such pushback, and I was like, okay, who here, is married with kids, and, half the table raised their hand. And I was like, okay, out of you guys, who doesn't have a stay-at-home wife? It was me. I didn't have a stay-at-home wife.
Oh my God. Wow.
So, I think that imposter syndrome though, because you're never, when you're in a room of men, no matter how phenomenal the men are, you're never one of the boys.
Yeah.
Right. You're always just going to feel like an outsider. And sometimes you really got to fight hard to not let that seep into who you are. Because sometimes, I'll go into a room and people be like, you own a financial firm? And I'm like, do I? I guess, yeah. Like, should I be doing this? Should I not? Like, I don't look like the typical financial firm owner. Like, I'm not a bro in a suit, like, I don't know.
Well, there was a funny story that you told me that your husband, Ryan, who we adore, and you told me that you guys went to an event and they went right up to him and you were like, no, I'm the owner.
Yeah. And this has happened more times than is like, it's really kind of sad. And so now he just likes to play it off. Like he'll be like, oh yeah, I had a really great year this year. Thank you. This is my reward trip, or he'll wear his t-shirt that says trophy husband.
I love it.
And so or we had one at one point that said, I'm with her. Just because it got so old. And he's like, you must get so frustrated. And in the beginning I did, but I'm a decade and a half in at this point. We just all laugh. I'm like, yeah, honey, you did so good this year. Congratulations.
So I notice you speak at a lot of events and you are the only female up on the stage.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of fun. Some of the guys like it. Some of the guys don't like it. And, it doesn't really matter. I think, the one message I always want anyone in the crowd, any kind of diversity, right? Because finance is very much a white male-dominated field still, is to know that you don't have to look like, sound like, act like someone else to be successful. And you can do it in your own authentic way. And as long as you love on people and do everything with integrity, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. There's actually a realtor that I know in a very, very affluent ski town out in Colorado, and he is the top producer, and he wears like Lululemon joggers and a baseball hat all the time. And it's his shtick. Like it is his, like I've never seen him in a suit or dressed up, and I don't think anybody cares. He's so good at what he does. So yeah, it's really interesting. What is a book that you would recommend? If someone asks you, like, what is the one book that you would recommend? What would that be?
So I think a big book there's so many. We're big readers, big educators. Like we're always constantly reading podcasts, all that stuff. But The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins.
Yes, so good.
It is so, and especially for women, although I have gifted it to a bunch of men and they have liked it. One of the biggest things, especially when you're in sales, you're calling on people, you're getting rejected. It feels personal.
People go around you, people cut you out of deals.
Yeah. And it feels really personal, and it is hard, right? And I think that it's just like that let them, right? But then also in the book, what's so pivotal is it's not just like, oh yeah, whatever, let them. It's also like, and let me, right? And so it's also, how do you move through that? How do you learn from that? How do you show up? Because we never want to just like place the blame on someone else, right? So I think that has been one of the most influential. I don't give my kids like a ton of the business books I read because, they're business books. I gave them all of them.
I love that. That is such a good book, by the way. If you have not read it, it's amazing. Mel Robbins is super inspirational. I've listened to her podcast. she actually, like her and her husband were in financial ruins in their 40s.
Yeah.
And they are obviously multimillionaires now, and she's got one of the top podcasts out there. She just picked up her bootstraps and got to work, and she didn't let her situation define her. And I love that about her. And she's just so inspirational. So
her first book, I don't know if it's her first book, but one of her books with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that rule. I can't remember the name of it. Sorry, Mel. But it was, I can't tell you how many times like I have used that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Because those phone calls are really, really hard. You know, especially when you're calling people, I mean, real estate, finance, like it feels personal to them and you. And so, but you're never, ever going to move your business forward if you don't do the hard things.
Absolutely. And everybody says, I want to wait till I'm more confident. Well, confidence comes from doing. So you just have to get out there and do it. You were saying something off air about a, like, not like a kids camp, but something for kids that you do. And can you talk on that a little bit more?
Yeah. So with our clients, we are very big on generational planning. And so it can be anything from like, and we let our clients kind of drive what they are comfortable with and what they want to do. But if they ever want to bring their kids in to do like a little mini financial planning, I mean, we're super like, again, we're a firm of predominantly women. So bring your kids in, we'll love on them too. But, you know, we can really start to teach them about the power of finance and saving and like teach them what a stock is and like, you know, all of that fun stuff. It's really powerful. And we work with a lot of our clients now, like third generation, where they're coming and their kids are getting their first job or their grandkids are getting their first job. And part of the parents or grandparents' financial planning will do their financial plan complimentary.
That's great. I love that. So you also, I want to go back to Elevate real quick. So if somebody is starting a business, like they have this great idea, and I have a lot of people come to me with that as well, and they have the great idea, they just don't know where to start. Would that be something that you would help them through Elevate?
So we could do a consult, but really where Elevate shines is either those accidental CEOs. So now we've grown to a 7-figure revenue, but the owner is still drowning, right? The owner is like, hey, business is making all this money. I have employees. I have, but like, I still can't go on vacation. I can't, this business is still me.
How many people can relate to that?
Right? Like me.
Yeah,
So
right.
like, how do we elevate, right, that business owner to the point where they really are a CEO, where their company not only could survive, but actually thrive in 60, 90 days without their presence? And how do we make that business best in class so they can sell it?
Yeah. Okay. I love that. That's great. There's so many options, you know, in the financial world that I think just a lot of people they're just not really, they don't see it every day. Right. So they don't think about it. And I think a lot of times when people think about it, it's when it's already too late and they have a problem.
Yep.
And so they're not really proactive on it. And so I'd love to, you know, just let people know, where are you located? How can people get a hold of you? And, you know, let's invite them in to have a consultation. Just tell us a little bit about that.
So we are over near Birkdale in Kenton Circle, and we have a brick and mortar business there, but we also work with anyone on Zoom. And you can find us on our website, www.mythrivefinancial.com. And a consultation is always free. So we love to meet new people and talk to anyone and see if we're a good fit. And if not, we'll find a friend in the community.
I love that. Everything is about trust, referral, and relationships. And I know you personally, so it's so great to have this experience with you and be able to share a little bit more about what you do in your business. And so if you are looking for a financial planner, you're going to want to reach out to Lynn. She's amazing. And it was so great having you on the show. And if you're looking for business strategy, you can reach out to me at danaflanagan.com. Thank you so much for being here, Lynn.
Great radio doesn't end here. Catch the full episode and dive into our archives on the WSIC News app.
WSIC 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM, Statesville, Lake Norman's home for Charlotte FC. WSIC. Local starts here.